I hope you're all well and having a lovely afternoon. Thank you for joining me today on this presentation. Before we start though, I'd just like to go through a few housekeeping rules. If you can all keep your microphones on mute. Um, if you do have any technical issues, just pop it down in the chat and someone from the team will look into it for you. There will be time for questions and answers and a feedback poll at the end, so do stay tuned for that. This presentation will be recorded, and if you haven't tested your mics already, can you just type yes if you can hear my voice? Perfect. Right, so let's make a start. So once again, hi everyone. My name is Zaahirah and I am currently in my final year. I'm due to graduate in Biomedical Sciences, and I also work as a student learning assistant at the university. What this basically means is that I've achieved high grades at university, and I've been nominated by my module tutors to support students in their learning. So students like yourselves, when you come to the university, I'll probably be helping out in some of the modules and facilitate the learning in class sessions like labs, etc. So let's make a start. Now, before I go into the content of the presentation, I just want to know how much you already know about STEM. So if you guys could follow the instructions on the slide and go to www.menti.com and enter the code 30352. There's a short quiz. It is timed, so you have to be quick once the quiz starts. Just go on to that right now. You might want to open it on a new tab. That way you'll still be able to hear me doing the commentary over the questions. Okay, just waiting for a few more to join. Okay, just give it a few more seconds. I've got 8 people on so far. Right, let's make a start. So remember to answer fast so you can get more points. The first question is, what does STEM actually stand for? Wow, you guys are really fast. Okay, everyone's voted. Let's have a look. So, okay, 89% of you got it correct. The acronym STEM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics. I'll go through what the science actually is later on. Next question. Let's see how fast you guys are this time. So, which of the following is not classed as a STEM subject? Is it biomedical science? Is it philosophy? Or is it physiology? Wow, not even 10 seconds. You guys are super fast. Okay, let's have a look. Everyone's voted. Ooh, okay. So 8 people said philosophy. That's correct. Philosophy is a social science. Now, the acronym STEM, the S stands for science in terms of natural sciences. So any subjects which incorporate aspects of biology, chemistry, or physics. Whoever said biomedical science, unfortunately, that is a STEM subject. Let's have a look at the leaderboard so far. Who's topping it? Okay, that's interesting. We've got Rosalind at... Okay, yeah. You're in the lead, Rosalind. Well done. And let's move on. We've got 2 more questions. So try to be as fast as you can in answering. Okay, so the next question is, what would you most likely see in a biomedical science STEM setting? Would you see both of these examples? Only one of them? I've given you more time so you can have a nice read. Wow, you guys are still fast. Okay, that's impressive. Wow, okay, everyone's voted. Let's have a look. Okay, interesting. Okay, so the correct answer is that you would see both of these examples in a STEM setting. So in biomedical science, there's many disciplines, and amongst the main disciplines are infectious sciences. So the first option given here, that's an example of infectious science, and the second option given is blood science, and you would see both of them when you're studying biomedical science at uni. Okay, last question. Are A levels the only qualification accepted to study STEM based subjects at university? In other words, can you apply to university only if you have A levels or not? Okay, everyone's voted. Well done. So all of you got this correct. You don't actually need A levels. If you have BTech, that's accepted. I'll go through the other qualifications which are also required or accepted to study biomedical science. Thank you so much for joining me on this quiz. Let's have a look at the leaderboard quickly. So let's see who's won. It was Rosalind before. Who is it now? Ooh, okay. So Dana is the winner with 3,839 points. Well done. For those of you who did get a few questions wrong, don't worry about it. At least you learnt something new. And it was amazing to see all your responses. So this is what we'll be going through today. I'll go through the biomedical science study pathways. I'll also touch upon the university and subject experience and the potential career paths and salary expectations within. So studying biomedical science at university. Now, the main reasons why students prefer to study biomedical science at university is because of the diversity that it offers. And the course is structured in a way that the sole purpose is to prepare you for a career in diagnostic science and research. This is, of course, with a view to improve healthcare. Now, the qualifications and the entry requirements include achieving 112 UCAS points. So this can be through either your A levels, and you must have at least one science subject at A levels. So either biology, chemistry, physics, one of these. If you have BTech, that's accepted as well. And the most common BTech qualification that people have when they come into biomed is level 3 BTech in science. If you have access to HE diploma, that's also accepted. And on top of this, you also need a grade C in GCSE English and Mathematics. If you don't have these qualifications, there is a particular degree type, which I'll come to, and you also have the option to either go and resit your GCSEs, or you can do something called a functional skills level 2 in Maths and English. Now, the biomedical science, BMS, is short form for biomedical science, in case you didn't know. So the biomedical science degree types, there's two main degree types. So you can do biomedical science with a foundation year. So that's if you don't have the initial qualifications. For example, you don't have the 112 UCAS points, you can choose to do a foundation year, and that will consolidate your knowledge and you'll gain all the necessary skills to be able to progress successfully to the first year of biomedical science. There's also an applied program. Now, the applied program is that you take something called a sandwich year, that's between your second and third year, and you do a placement in that year and you complete your portfolios. If you want to become a biomedical scientist, it's important that you complete the portfolio. So there's an option to transfer to this program after your second year. What you can expect from the course is that this is something students do get stressed about. Even I was stressed about. Independent study, so working by yourself. Of course, you do attend lectures, seminars, but at the end of the day, it's you putting in the work. Now, this is highly manageable because there's lots of support available, and I'll go through the support services as well. There's various opportunities that is offered to you at university, and these opportunities can come in the form of external lecturers coming in to teach you about a particular thing from the industry, and this just broadens your knowledge. The salary expectations, it ranges from 26,000 to 43,000 pounds. Although if you go onto the path to become a biomedical scientist, and you go up the ladder, progress towards becoming a pathologist, etc., the salary does exceed this, which is why I've put the asterisks and the stars there. Now, the biomedical science program at Middlesex University, and I guess it's sort of general as well in terms of the types of coursework that you would expect. One of the main coursework is lab reports. So you may be working on a particular investigation in a module, and you may have to write a lab report, like 1,500 words to 3,000 words on it. It could also be like a short report, like 500 words. Totally depends on what you're investigating. You could also be assessed through portfolios. So if you're working on gaining particular skills, you might be asked to complete a portfolio on what you've learned, and answer a few questions based on that. There's also aspects of group work, not group work, group work at university. So you collaborate with your peers, and you work on either you might have to design a poster, create the content for that. You might be working on a case study as a group, and you may also be asked to present your findings as a group as well. Now, the support that is available is amazing because, first of all, you can email your tutors if you have any questions, and they're there to help you. There's also something called the Learning Enhancement Team, and this is where I sort of come in as a student learning assistant, and you get help from, you get advice from academic tutors based on your writing. There's also library services and wellbeing services. Also, because of the COVID-19 situation, the study is most likely to be online, and all of these support services are now available online too. So just to give you a little intro about myself, why did I choose this subject? Well, initially I never thought that I would study biomedical science. My view was totally different, but I was interested in physiology and medicine, and I came to Middlesex University through clearing because the qualifications I had were A-levels in biology, chemistry, and maths. Unfortunately, I faced a lot of challenges, and I'm sure people do face these challenges, owing to your personal circumstances, losing motivation to study, and, not achieving the exact grades. But it wasn't the end for me, and it's definitely not the end for you guys as well, if you happen to be in that situation, because I came to Middlesex for clearing. That's when I discovered that, biomedical science is the course for me. I really liked it. The practical experience and the research potential really appealed to me. And having done work experience in hospitals, shadowing doctors, nurses, helping to feed patients, etc., doing some admin jobs, I thought, maybe a career in healthcare would really appeal to me. So aside from the poor A-level grades as a difficulty that I had, I also found it a bit difficult to arrange external lab placements. And I thought, even though I'd be studying biomedical science at university, will I be able to cope with it? Will I be able to manage my time? Because I had to work to fund my expenses, etc. So lots of challenges. But in real terms, the experience that I had at Middlesex, it was diverse. I found it really interesting. I found that my tutors were supportive. The lab experience that I gained was really, really valuable. And I worked extremely hard, although it was demanding. I worked extremely hard in my course, and one of the best achievements so far is the fact that I was nominated as a student learning assistant, and I'm now achieving high grades. Also, as a result of the lab experience I had during the course, coupled with the experience of working as an SLA, I managed to secure myself a trainee biomedical scientist position. This is something that I never ever expected I would get through. I was always told it's really hard, but thanks to the support of the university and my dedication and hard work, it became a reality. So this is just a quote that I feel really resonates with myself. Your past does not equal your future. And for me, that's absolutely true, because I didn't have the best grades. I didn't know where I would be. Like I told you, I thought achieving a trainee position would be extremely difficult. But I sailed through despite my challenges. I managed my time, and I'm happy where I am now. And I feel that, at least I'm on that ladder to success. And I initially didn't think that. So these are just a few careers that you can go into after studying biomedical science. A lot of these are directly related, like scientist, biomedical scientist, working as a lab assistant, lab technician, biomedical developer. You may also work as medical sales representatives. But a lot of students tend to do biomedical science with a view that they want to do further study later on, like go into graduate medicine, become a doctor, or graduate dentistry and become a dentist. Some people also change career paths because there's lots of other opportunities in business, for example, and they love to have STEM graduates. Now, if you're thinking university may not be for you, and again, a lot of people tend to feel that they would prefer working and studying, and this is what we call an apprenticeship. So there's lots of perks of an apprenticeship. You're paid a wage, you get salary, you're already in a career, and there's lots of opportunity for you to progress, and you gain valuable employability skills along the way. Also, your employers who offer the apprenticeships, they will also pay, like sponsor you, and you work towards a fully recognized qualifications. There's two links here on these slides, and I'm sure these slides will be available to you later on. You can visit them for more information on what apprenticeships are available. I'd also like to add that in order to become a biomedical scientist, you don't necessarily need to go to university first and then go and work as an assistant, etc., make your way, earn your way upwards. But rather, you can contact the NHS. And they've got lots of apprenticeship schemes where you start working as a lab assistant, and then they sponsor you after a few years of gaining experience. They sponsor you, and you then go on to study a biomedical science degree at university. So this is all paid for by the NHS. So I would suggest that you explore your options. Don't limit yourself. Look at what's available out there, because there's plenty of apprenticeships available. So finally, just a few final words of advice from myself. I keep saying this, and I think this probably resonate with a lot of people. I didn't feel I would be where I am right now, and I didn't have the best grades. I thought, you know what, I may have some experience in a hospital, but that doesn't, that wouldn't necessarily help me. But all of these experiences have helped shape the person that I am today. And the best thing is that I remained positive. I explored my options, and I would say the same to you. Be limitless. Think about where you want to be. Think about where your passion is, and believe in yourself. Believe in your passion, and also stay focused, because hard work and commitment are the key ingredients to success. I faced a lot of challenges, and a lot of people, when they face challenges, they complain, but no, I embraced it. And that's the approach that you guys should have as well, because at the end of the day, all you can do is say to yourself, you know what, I faced this challenge, and I'll try my best. I'll try to overcome this challenge, and never ever give up, because your perseverance will help you succeed. So stay focused. I hope that's been helpful. Thank you so much for listening. Before we go though, just a few references. It's now question and answer time, so feel free to post any questions on the chat, or you can also unmute your microphones and ask me. We do have a feedback poll, so please stay tuned for that after the questions. Okay, have we got any questions so far? Let's have a look. Any questions? Can be about the course, about my journey, or how I managed to find work experience, lab experience. Feel free to ask me anything. What do I enjoy the most at university? I enjoy many things at university, actually. I just feel like the independent study is something that is really attractive, because I get to manage my time myself. Like, there's no one to tell me you have an hour to do this, or things like that. So I have a look at my deadlines, and I work through. I seek the support I need. That's another thing that I do enjoy, that I have sought support in the past, and it's been amazing. And I've developed a nice relationship with these people, where I can email them anytime, and they'll happily reply to me and quickly reply to me and help me out. Thank you for that question, Jamie. What job do you want to go into after doing this degree? Well, I want to become a biomedical scientist. That's the first thing that I want to do. So the trainee position that I've secured, it's through the university, which means I'll do 1 year and I'll come back to the uni and then graduate. Hopefully, when I graduate, I'll also receive my PIN to practice as a biomedical scientist. And going down the line, I'm thinking maybe I want to go into research after becoming a scientist. I would love to go into research and do a PhD possibly. Thank you for your question, Katie. Yeah, so diagnostic science is something that is extremely important. People often don't think about this. When you go and you do a blood test, why does your GP request a blood test? Because it's to find out what's going on in your body. And in light of COVID-19, there's lots of diagnostic labs are carrying out COVID-19 testing, either antibody testing, where they take a blood sample, they look for antibodies that are specific to COVID, or the swabs where they do serology tests to find out whether you have the virus or not. And it's highly important. If you didn't have these tests, you wouldn't know what's wrong with you, right? Because symptoms is one thing, and what's actually going on, the pathophysiology that's happening in your body, is a different thing, right? So that's one of the importance of diagnostic testing. What are the benefits of doing biomedical science at Middlesex compared to other universities? So I can't really compare on other universities, but I can surely tell you about Middlesex. What I found interesting is that people, when they start to do biomedical science, they never think that they want to become a biomedical scientist. It's mainly, I want to get an overview in this, possibly go into doing medicine. But to become a biomedical scientist, you need to have a degree that is accredited by the Institute of Biomedical Sciences. So there's a lot of biomedical science degrees offered by other universities that are also accredited by the IBMS. So, which means that after doing this degree, you can get some experience in the lab, possibly work a year in a lab. And this is normally unpaid work. I must stress this: it's unpaid work for 1 year. And you then apply to become a scientist. So you complete a portfolio. That's one of the benefits that I feel, is that my tutors are very supportive. So I've already got a training plan in place, and I already know what I'm supposed to be doing, what's expected of me. And that's something that I think is highly beneficial. I have that sort of relationship with my tutors where, they've researched all this information, which ideally I should have researched, but they've done it and they've sent it to me, which has made my life a lot easier. I also think the support is incredible at the university. I hope that's answered your questions. Again, I can't comment on other universities because I haven't really studied at any other university apart from Middlesex. You may want to attend open days, see whether you like it, ask about what sort of lab sessions or what modules are included. Some people like the aspects of having, some people like to choose an optional module that they want to study. This is available at other universities as well. Yes, so the course is accredited at Middlesex University. It's accredited by the Institute of Biomedical Sciences.